rough stretch defensively in the second half, but you guys are coming out. And,
yeah.
It seems like this team is not just learning how to finish, but they know when to finish.
Yeah, well, we made it interesting. Now, look, Colorado's got a really good ball club. We're worried about you, Ben. Said the APB out for you. I got all the respect in the world for Tad Boyle as a coach. They hurt us with the back door. They hurt us on a couple curls, so we gave up some uncharacteristic layups that are really, really bad for my health. Dr. Ben Ansel at UCLA Medical is probably really concerned with me right now because he's a big fan. If you were watching me, I don't take too kindly to us breaking down and giving up layups. But you also give them credit for that. At the end of the day, we were able to get Bass got us a few buckets. We ran an ATO play for Lazar. He had a big three on an off night for him, obviously. But look, we got 8 more shots than them. We're +9 in the turnover margin and +4 in the offensive rebound margin. They had 0 fast break points. They're a top 30 team in the country on fast break points. So I still think we got to get better on offense, so we can get away from people. It was tough. I wanted to play a die more, but every time I put him in, then they took out Griffin and they went small, so there's nobody for him to guard. So I think Adem fatigued, and then Adai's playing well. I tried to get him, but it's tough. They went with that small lineup. There's just nobody for him to guard. But obviously, great win for us. We forced 14 turnovers. We forced 9 in the first half. That was big.
What would you like to see better on offense?
More points. More points. Now, my old boss years ago, he'd have just stared at you and he'd have said more points, Coach Huggins. But I think we don't have enough assists. They did some good stuff though. Tad's a good job. When they do what I call emergency switch. So when we were going to hurt them with the pick and roll, they switched it. When we weren't going to hurt them, they were able to get through it. They didn't switch, and that's what really good defensive teams do. So I thought they had some really good late switches, and then we couldn't get Adem the ball in the second half. And that's on me. I got to get him more touches. I mean, he had a great drive, around Big Eddie, and it rolled off on him. But he's just got to get more touches, in my opinion. We're better the more he gets the ball.
And the possession, I believe you guys are up 3. Colorado has the ball. Looked like you guys ran off the 3-point shooter off the line. Can you just take us through that sequence?
Well, 17 on the clock, too early to foul. In that scenario, we try to, if it gets under 10 and they get a rebound, don't let them dribble it out, foul before they get it outside the line. But you can't do it at 17. So we did tell our guys, just don't give them a quick 2, because my respect for Tad, he told them if they run at you, go take the 2. But we contested it, and we didn't just give it up. And so therefore we were able to get the stop in the ball, which ended the game.
Coach, I want to ask you about Sebastian. It seemed like he was the most consistent tonight. What can you say about his
7 for 11, 5 for 7. I mean, you get 19 on 11 shots. It's pretty strong. And he's still playing hurt, guys. He's going to have to play hurt. Him and Lazar are playing hurt the rest of the year. He's got when you got the toe injury that Sebastian has. He has good days and bad with it. And as soon as it feels good, somebody steps on it, or you jump stop, or something happens. And Lazar's got I thought Lazar didn't practice hardly at all this week because of his foot, which he hasn't practiced much, but he really sat out a lot this week, and I thought it hurt his rhythm. But Sebastian was tremendous on the offensive end tonight.
Coach John W. Davis, Southern California News Group. Congratulations on the win. Talk to me a little bit more about this defense down the stretch. I mean, you were up, I think it was like 7. I think you were up 63-56,
Yeah.
and then
Gave up a couple layups,
but
but then we tightened it up.
at the end of the day, I mean, you.
Yep, at the end of the day, we got the job done. Look, obviously this team's grown up a lot. You've got kids going to be a top 5 pick on the other team. De Silva's a 4-year starter. KJ's a 3-year starter. Lampkin, I remember watching him against Arizona a long time in the NCAA tournament against Coloco. So they're a veteran group. They got a good team. So it's a great win. I thought we had too many defensive breakdowns. 3 backdoor layups in the second half, and Burke didn't help on a curl off the high post. So teams don't miss layups. So those were all bad. But late in the game, we got the job done on a defensive end.
And what can you take from that late stretch? I mean, even Mack and Lazar sticking with it, getting some points in at the end of the game.
Kept telling the guys, John, I told them at 11 minutes, like, this team's a good team. Mm-hmm. We had our chance to get away and maybe get up 15 or more, and it didn't happen. And it was at that point I knew this is going to go to the end. I told the guys, like, we got to play offense. We can't start just looking for the game to end. So you got to look to get each other shots. You got to stay on the attack, on the offensive end. Because what happens? You get swings in games, and you stop attacking, and they got nothing to lose. They're down 10, so they attack you hard while you're playing prevent offense. That's no good. So I thought we got stuck in that for a little while, and Bass got us out of it. To your point, and then we executed a timeout play for Lazar. He obviously made a big shot for us, huge shot.
Yeah, and how do you want this game to translate to Utah on Sunday?
I would love it to translate, but it won't. I mean, if you tell me we can hold Utah to 60, I'll take it. But you got to go play Sunday. I think everything's a learning experience for us. Everything's a learning experience. So, but what I try to tell our guys is it doesn't translate. We were not ready to play defensively the first 3 minutes of this game, and I lost it. I mean, I went after a few guys, pulled a few guys. I mean, we were really solid. They start the game with 2 point-blank layups. So it's a concern. Look, it's a long year, and the goal is to get your team ready on game night. Not practice. Not practice. Is that pretty good? Not a game. But seriously, you got to get them ready on game. This late in the year, it is more like the pros, because they're worn down. You got to make. And I just thought we came out a little flat, a lot flat actually, and I lost it. But I give the kids credit; they responded.
Utah, 40. You don't lose by 46 very often. Was that a turning point? Was there something about that because you played so much better?
I think the media, we don't never talk about it. Team makes every shot, happens once every 2 years, 3 years against you. South Carolina's 21-3. They got beat 40 last night. Lamont Paris, a great coach, doing a great job. It's one game, and just move on, get better. I think the biggest fallacy, and I don't mean this to demean anybody or make anybody irrelevant. It's like we just don't pay attention. It's not personal. We don't pay attention. We just get back to work. So, I think. Getting our confidence slowly, incrementally. I don't think there was one thing to answer your question. We really needed that win against Washington. These guys needed to see the ball go in the basket and build their confidence. Huge win at Arizona State. Huge. They were undefeated at the time, tied for first in the league, undefeated at home. Huge win. And even though we didn't beat Arizona, the way we played, huge. So our guys' confidence incrementally has been building for the players. So
tonight, only 7,000 here for a team that's basically been unbeaten in a month. How much would you like to see a bigger crowd Sunday?
I'd love to see every crowd sold out, but here's the difference between me and people. I appreciate the people that come, and I focus on them. I think the problem in the world is the squeaky wheel gets the oil way too much. So I'm thankful for everybody that's here. I love them. I appreciate it, and I hope I see them on Sunday. All right, guys.